have developed speed, but we have shut ourselves in. Machinery that gives abundance has left us in want. We think too much and feel too little. More than machinery, we need humanity.
We know the air is unfit to breathe and our food is unfit to eat, as if that's the way it's supposed to be. We know things are bad, worse than bad. They're crazy.
Silence! The great and powerful Oz knows why you have come.
You've got to say, I'm a human being. God damn it! My life has value.
You have meddled with the primal forces of nature.
Don't give yourselves to brutes. Men who despise you, enslave you, who regiment your lives, tell you what to do, what to think, or what to feel, who drill you, diet you, treat you like cattle, use you as cannon fodder. Don't give yourselves to these unnatural men with machine minds and machine hearts.
It's time to buckle up for making sense of the madness.
And who loves you? And who do you love?
Hey everybody, Jason Bermas here, and there have been some developments in the numerous sexual assault cases of Conor McGregor and beyond. And if you've been following my work now for literally over half a decade, I have been warning people that there is a plethora of evidence that Conor McGregor is a brutal, violent, serial rapist. And I want to make it extremely clear. I'm not saying that as hyperbole. I realize how severe that language is, and I also know that the system is so broken that as of yet, despite now numerous cases out there that just fly in the face of the sense that there was never a criminal prosecution against this guy except for when he hit an old man, just shows you how broken everything is. It's just in your face. And it's very upsetting to me. You know, I am a huge fan of mixed martial arts. In fact, I call mixed martial arts fights here in the Quad Cities for Caged Aggression. We're going to have another great event coming up in October. And it bothers me not only that it seems like the UFC is going to continue to promote this guy as he just re-entered the testing pool and is trying to vie for a fight on the White House lawn. I mean, not too far off, folks. Remember, this guy was literally at Trump's inauguration. Terrible look when you're trying to distance yourself from sexual predators, by the way. Just want to throw that out there. Maybe the conservative crowd should also not be promoting people like Andrew Tate either. And remember, I'm not a conservative. This isn't a left or right issue to me. This is one of those issues that shows you that if you are rich enough, if you are powerful enough, if you are influential enough, you can get away with heinous crimes. Heinous crimes. And McGregor's brand was literally worth billions of dollars to not just the UFC, but WME Entertainment, ESPN, aka Disney. Then the merger happens with the WWE and they become TKO. People should really realize that Ari Emanuel, Rahm Emanuel's brother, and one of the heaviest hitters in the entertainment industry, facilitated so much of that. So much of that. So we actually have some really great news in the Nikita Hand case, the appeal. We're going to get into the depths of the lying, the deception, and the scumbaggery of Conor McGregor after the fact. And the bottom line is that this woman was viciously beaten and sexually assaulted. To the point where we've discussed the details ad nauseum, but if you don't know the details and you're just parroting what some right-wing influencer told you to say, yeah, I'm looking at you, Candace Owens. Sorry. Well, you have no idea about this case. This woman, okay, held out and wanted a criminal case, was extremely disappointed she did not get one, to the point where it was reported that they tried to pay her $1 million, or £1 million at the time, because it happened in Europe. Or might have been euros. But $1 million, and she turned it down. When you start to see the details of this case, okay, and then McGregor came out, he said he had a whole bunch of new evidence. He even went to the lengths, folks, of getting this couple who were neighbors to put out false testimony that they saw Nikita Hand and her boyfriend fighting that night, as if he's the one that brutally assaulted her. We're going to go over all of it, all the way up until, again, McGregor's unhinged denial of everything, even after the fact. He's not just a sociopath. He's a complete and total psychopath that you don't want your children idolizing, that, quite frankly, you don't want on the streets because he's dangerous, and especially dangerous to women. All right. I'm going to stop it there for a moment. I'm going to ask my audience here in the Bermas Brigade, especially because we have a whole slew of new subscribers via that Kurt Metzger interview last night. Always love it when we get Kurt on the program. Let's thumbs it up. Let's subscribe, share, ring that bell, ring a ding ding. Check out all the documentary films. And once again, I can't do it without you. Let me repeat myself. I can't do it without you. There are no paychecks. We are making real pushes here on the Buy Me a Coffee and the other links down below. I want to thank Jonathan Brown. He says, I am always impressed by you on every show you do or are on. Thank you, Jason. Thank you, Jonathan. David Bolog. Whitney Webb supports herself and her family from her $5 subs. Mike Benz, James Corbett, all worth $5 a month for the content they provide. Jason Bermas is in the same camp, so I'm adding him to the payroll. At $5, it is a bargain for the information he collects and shares. Do the same. Give more if you can. David, thank you so much. No Name says, great investigative journalism. Love the vids. Say hi to Kurt Metzger. You say hi to Kurt Metzger. He checks in every once in a while. Robert Tesario, thank you so much for your generous donation. Says, I'm always ahead of the curve. I try to be. And Rattlehead, thank you so much. I don't drink the espresso. All right, let's get into it. First, let's start with Nikita Hand. We're going to get into the rant in a moment after he faces a $2 million legal bill. Now, I want people to really understand this, and we're going to play Nikita very emotional after getting the case thrown out in its entirety. Okay? In its entirety, folks. Number one, she, after the fact, only got awarded about $250,000. All right? But when you scroll down and you get into it, you know how much this cost? $1.3 million in legal costs. You understand that for a second? Literally to defend herself against somebody who savaged her. And she was so scared, she didn't even go to the police and tell them who did this to her. Okay, she had to be taken in an ambulance. And then she was scared for her life. All right? It literally took more than 5 times her award to fight this guy in court. No, but she did it for the money. Let's go to Nikita. Let's see what she has to say after this.
those who believed in me and stood by my side throughout this long and painful journey. This appeal has re-traumatised me over and over again. Being forced to relive it, what happened has had a huge impact on me. To every survivor out there, I know how hard it is, but please don't be silent. You deserve to be heard. You also deserve justice. Today I can finally move on and try to heal. Thank you.
Any further?
So, in and out. As I told you, it's now been thrown out in its entirety. And then the guy goes online afterwards, okay, and says that he has no intention of paying the legal fees of quote-unquote James Lawrence. Like, they go through a bunch of the debunks. The guy's a lunatic, all right? Now, James Lawrence is the other individual that they were with that Nikita Hand has no recollection, okay, no recollection whatsoever of having any kind of a sexual encounter with this guy. But he says he had sex with her. But he used a condom, whereas, of course, McGregor didn't. So they found McGregor's DNA and not this guy. So this guy was a red herring to be brought in the case. And during the case, as you can see, and they talk about his lengthy and rambling post and how it's a shakedown. No. Okay? He says that they were paying for James Lawrence's legal fees. Of course they were. James Lawrence was the guy that was getting the cocaine for the big party they were all in. Okay? This is what McGregor said. You are out of your effing mind if you think I am paying James Lawrence legal costs, folks. Who said I was paying his fees? I said I didn't know if I was when the accuser barrister asked me on the stand, as I didn't. Who is paying his own fees? I should have asked him at the time, he posted. I mean, again, the guy, it should have been a criminal trial. He should be in prison for this. Prison. And now, okay, coming up, he didn't even have to be served in this new sexual assault case. Now, this is the Miami case. All right, now this is years and years ago. Remember, this woman claims that she went to the police after being in a bathroom with McGregor, in which he just whipped it out and just right in her face. I'm going to leave it as little and graphic as possible. There's text messages that were out there just after the fact between her and the security guard that was on duty that day, okay? And the lawyer claimed that she went in there before she lawyered up and tried to file a criminal report, and they told her to lawyer up first. Now, again, this isn't going to be a criminal case. Lo and behold. Crazy, huh? How none of these things are criminal cases. Just like no criminal case when a woman gets thrown off a boat in Ibiza and then her car gets firebombed. And just so happens with the Nikita Hand case, just before it went to the civil trial, there was a home invasion at Nikita Hand's house. And her boyfriend gets stabbed. Huh. Just weird stuff. So now, McGregor was essentially on the run from the civil case here, where he was refusing to be served. Now the lawyers, realizing that McGregor has too much business in the United States, BKFC and otherwise, they've now come out and essentially stated that the civil suit can move forward. They've responded to it without McGregor himself being served. Remember, this is all the way back from 2023. Now, McGregor is now re-entered the testing pool, and he is really vying to be not only on another UFC card, but the White House card. I'm here to tell everybody that's a bad idea. I'm here to tell everyone out there that, number one, he should never fight in the UFC again. Not even a great fighter. I mean, he was overhyped when he was there. He had some real wins, and I talked about those wins, but just a so over-the-top, disgusting human being that overshadows everything. Okay, so should never fight in the UFC again. Should never have a political association with MAGA or conservatives or Tucker Carlson. Should not be promoted as someone you want running as the Prime Minister in Ireland. You get me? You understand? Pretty simple. And I can only hope that eventually justice is served. And in one of these cases, I mean, the guy just literally knocked somebody out in a club on tape. I don't know what the guy said to him, but it sure didn't look like he was physically, doing anything to McGregor. It didn't look like he put his hands on him. Didn't look like he was threatening him. Sure did get knocked out, though. Don't see criminal charges there. I'm not holding my breath because the system is so corrupt, but eventually McGregor won't be worth enough money to protect him, or he will do something so heinous he can no longer be protected. And not just something so heinous, because the thing that he did to Nikita Hand, over the top, but so heinous and in the wrong place, in the wrong situation. So, this is a pretty short video compared to what we have been doing here. Once again, thumbs it up, subscribe, share. I figured I'd give the update. Nikita Hand wins the appeal. I told everybody that this guy was guilty as sin. I told people that even if it never went to trial, he was guilty as sin. And I'm a truth guy. You see? I'm not into this whole moral relativity, which way the wind blows. Oh, this is bad for my career. Oh, YouTube says I'm cyberbullying. Oh, Grok says that I shouldn't say things like, violent serial rapist. If the shoe fits, we're going to make somebody wear it. Just saying. One more time, guys. If you can, please consider supporting $5, $10, $15. It does mean the world to me. All the links are down below. And if you haven't checked out the documentary films, Fabled Enemies, Loose Change Final Cut, learn about 9/11 in a manner you may never have thought about. And then you want the bigger picture documentaries. They are Invisible Empire, A New World Order to Find, and Shade the Motion Picture. I absolutely love you guys, and I will see you all on the flip side.